Think for yourself. Question authority. Think for yourself. Question authority. Throughout human history, as our species has faced the frightening, terrorizing fact that we do not know who we are or where we're going in this ocean of chaos, it has been the authorities, the political, the religious, the educational authorities who attempted to comfort us by giving us order, rules, regulations, forming in our minds their view of reality. To think for yourself, you must question authority and learn how to put yourself in a state of vulnerable, open-mindedness, chaotic, confused vulnerability to inform yourself. Think for yourself, question authority, think for yourself, question authority, think for yourself, question authority, think for yourself.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the channel. I got a guest here. Let me see if I can make sure they're on camera here. Okay.
Hello. Am I there?
Yep, you're here now.
All right.
Discord did this little thing where if you don't like have the thing maximized, it'll make you disappear for a second. But welcome, everybody. Hope you enjoyed that song. By the way, that's a debut song that I just played there for the start of the stream because it was a gift from a friend of mine. His name is Joe. Back in the day, he was on some of my little podcasts I did in 2015. But yeah, he sent that to me. I didn't ask for that song. He recorded it. He's a music producer, and he does some cool stuff that he works on. So I wanted to show you guys that because I thought it was pretty cool. But yeah,
Sounded
welcome.
Great. Sounded awesome.
Yeah, thanks. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for coming out. Please do hit that like button for us. May I present to you Ericutz4thewin. She
Hello.
is a good friend of mine. And how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm excited to be here. First time you're having a guest, and it's me. And I'm like, okay, this is gonna be fun. We've been friends a long time. We have a lot of history, and so it's going to be fun getting into that. And then also all this Nintendo stuff, all these, games that were announced and everything. It's just exciting right now. So I'm just like excited to talk games. And yeah, hi chat. Hi, everybody.
Yeah. So why don't you tell people a little about yourself, your history, like what are you about and who are you? Like a lot of people don't know who you are. It's your first time, obviously. I have shouted you out on my channel before, and I've linked to your channel and like my posts and stuff like that. But like, maybe if you want to give people a little background.
Yeah. So, gosh, where to start? I've been doing YouTube a good, oh my gosh, maybe 13 years, something like that. And I love gaming. I've been gaming since I was 5, I think, when I first played Mario. And I was just in love. So I continued gaming pretty much my whole entire life, thanks to my uncle. So shout out to him. I always credit him for making me a gamer because he had everything from all the Nintendo systems to the TurboGrafx to the 3DO. I mean, this guy had everything. So that was my way to like play on multiple systems and just play a bunch of games growing up. And so I just always loved gaming. And then once I got older and started making my own money, of course, I started buying my own consoles, keeping up with things. And then one day I was like, I've been watching YouTubers and people play Gears of War specifically. Gears is like a big, big game and franchise for me. So once I kind of saw people doing their thing with Gears of War and doing commentaries and topic videos and multiplayer live chat videos where everyone's just yelling at each other. That motivated me to be like, you know what? I have those moments. I want to share those moments too. So that's what kind of got me going on YouTube all those years ago. And here
Right.
I am still going. And I just feel like I'm always rejuvenated because the games just keep getting good. There's always great games and I'm just always excited to talk about them. So I feel like, I used to think in the past, like, especially when I became a mom 3 years ago, like, oh, maybe I'll eventually stop doing this. And now I'm like, heck no. Like, I don't imagine myself ever stopping now. That's how much I just love doing this. So that's kind of a little background on like just my gaming history and YouTube. And then, yeah, I guess
Yeah.
that answers the question. Yeah. I am a
Cool.
mom, as I said. I am a mom. I have a 3-year-old. Yeah, so I'm a mom gamer who still likes to stay young, and I feel like gaming really makes me feel young, and it's fun. It's fun.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, you started, I believe, like right before I did on YouTube. I started my channel like August of 2010, and I think you were like a few months right before me, right?
I think it was May. I'm pretty sure it was
Yeah.
May 2010. Yeah, so I'm off by the 13 years. It's more like 16. But and I think 13 or less years, it's because I didn't really start doing videos till like a few years later. So,
Right,
yeah.
right. Yeah, shout out to Roadside Affair. That's Joe. He's in the chat. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, somebody asked
Great
if he
song.
if he used a little AI with that, and he did a little bit, but like he made it like most of it was little AI assistance for some of that stuff, but that's just how it is. But anyway, it's cool. Thank you so much for that song, buddy.
Yeah, it was nice.
So yeah, so basically how, just a FYI, how me and Erica met, it was back, I remember it because I was the one that kind of found her. So it was back in 2017 range, like maybe I think it was like the end of the year. So I just popped in onto her chat 'cause she was live streaming on YouTube. I think she was streaming one of the Assassin's Creed games. I think it was
Oh,
one of those. I think it was Odyssey or one of those,
maybe Origins. It's
or
probably
Origins.
Origins. Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, I remember like you were on streaming on your bed and Kenny was there, and like you guys are just chilling. But yeah, so it was just one of those things where it was nice to have someone who wasn't screaming at me, like that was that's something I never really liked. I never liked being screamed at by streamers. Like I get it. People like to be like, they want to join the hype streamer, but like I
Just
was never
very
really.
loud and like, thank you for the sub, just very, very loud. Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah, I was never into that. So I wanted someone that sounded more soothing and like more relaxing, and that was definitely you. The ASMR kind of thing. So
Yeah, I get that a lot. The accidental ASMR is how it's phrased, I think, these days. Because I'm not meaning
yeah,
to. It's not an intention. It just kind of comes with the voice, I guess. So yeah, I get those compliments a lot on
yeah.
that.
So yeah, I just started watching, and it was like one of those things. Once you start watching a streamer, you kind of start following them. You start getting used to how they do things, and you kind of like their style, and then yeah, I just started getting to know you that way. But it takes a while. You can't just get to know people right off the bat and then become friends with them. But Erica didn't know that I was doing content myself until later. And it's one of those things too, Erica, you can attest to this. Like when you watch a streamer, you don't really want to talk about yourself. You want to enjoy the streamer. So you don't want to draw attention to yourself. And that's kind of like
Right.
what I was doing.
Like the etiquette, they call that the streamer viewer etiquette. Like it's a big no-no if you're in someone's stream and you're like, hey guys, well, I gotta go. I'm starting my stream. Or, hey, I streamed this yesterday. It was always kind of like an unspoken etiquette. And I'm still to this day always being aware of that. Like if I'm in someone's stream and somebody asks me about my stream, I usually like don't respond, or I'll just be like, no, I'll tell you later, or because it's like taking the attention away from the streamer. So yeah, you
Right.
don't want to like do that. It's kind of rude, especially some streamers really don't like that. So yeah, I understand why you were kind of like quiet and stuff. But you
Yeah.
did eventually reach out to me. I mean, we eventually started talking. Do you remember that? Because like my memory is so hazy. So like
Yeah.
if you remember
Uh,
that, you could tell that.
yeah, I think what it was, I think it was back in, I think I started talking more and more back when you started doing, what was the name of your group that you did for your multiplayer group? What was it called?
Oh, troubleshooters?
The troubleshooters. Yeah.
Yeah,
You were playing
yeah,
Gears of War and like Halo, and some other games, Battlefield, I believe you were playing a
yeah.
little bit off and on.
A lot of shooters and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
So then I think it was like and then I started chatting you more with that. And I think I was contributing to your Twitch streams. Like you started going to Twitch and back and forth to YouTube. And then I joined your Discord. And then I think that's when we started really chatting. And then in 2019, a little game called Sekiro Shadows Die Twice came out. I think that was
Mhm.
when her and I started really like getting to know each other in like I think 2019. Because
That sounds about right. Yeah.
yeah, and then I have to give you a lot of props because you actually influenced me, Erica, to me to start streaming actual games and everything. Because
Okay.
after I saw you stream Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, I was very much up to the challenge of like, wait a minute. So she's able to stream this game. This is like one of the hardest games of all time. And this is like really difficult to do. I'm like, I wonder if I could do this. So I started getting intrigued. Then I started streaming on Mixer a little bit, like that whole experiment.
Oh, Mixer. I
Yeah,
remember those days.
that lasted for a couple months and that was over. And then, and then, so yeah, then like in 2020, I made it more of a goal to start streaming actual, gameplay. So then I started doing more streams on my own channel on YouTube. And,
Yeah.
so yeah, so I have you to thank for that, really, because I wasn't really interested in streaming until I started like getting involved with what you were doing on your channel. So
Nice, nice. I'm not sure I ever knew that. I don't know if you ever told me that before, but
no,
that's cool.
that's
I
new.
appreciate
That's
that.
new info.
Yeah. That's great to have any kind of influence because that just being on YouTube, you don't realize the kind of influence you can have at times. Like I remember shout out to Miss 5000 Watts. I watched her religiously like when I first was like starting YouTube.
Hmm.
And she told me, "Yeah, you're the reason I started playing Neo." And I was like, "What?" I was so flattered by that. Like, wow, I never knew that. Like, I had no idea. So yeah, it's nice to hear stuff like that. It's nice. So that's cool.
Yeah, it's awesome. So yeah, her and
Yeah.
I, guys, we know each other for nearly 9 years now. She's one of my best friends on online. Hopefully we will get to meet at some point. Say hello to everybody, but
For sure.
that is
For
a long
sure.
term goal.
For sure. Yeah, you're definitely one of the I would say my best friends on here, like on the internet, I guess, anyways, because you know as well as I do, Dave, like when it comes to this YouTube thing, like
Hmm.
you got to keep your circle kind of small. It's just smart to do that. And you really, over the years, start to learn like who really is your friends, who's got your back, who's, there to talk you off the ledge, so to speak. Because there were times like I really was like so done with YouTube. Like I
Hmm.
want people to understand, like Dave, as much as I've influenced him, like you've influenced me too, because I remember like I would tell you like frustrations I have with like not getting views or the algorithm or like what is wrong with YouTube, and you would calm me down and just be like, you know what, you got this, just keep doing your thing. You would always kind of like motivate me to get back on the horse. So like that's something I'll always remember as far as like our friendship. So yeah, you're definitely one of the ones who like helped me in those times, and like that's something I
Yeah.
won't forget. So yeah.
Yeah, that is definitely an issue with YouTube. Thank you for that. But
Mhm.
it's one of those things where if you get so focused on views for every single video, you might as well just give up because like
Right.
you have to just stay true to what your passion is. People really do seem to like passionate, people on YouTube. They whatever you're passionate about. So I think that was one of the things we talked about with you. It's like, well, what do you like? Like, oh, I like Dark Souls and Souls content, and so okay, well, go for it. Let's go for
Yeah.
Souls
Do it.
content. and that's what you did, and you knocked it out of the park.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Yeah, I think just that focus on like, well, is it fun? Do it because you want to have fun. And I think you just always reminded me like the obvious things that I needed to be reminded of, why I started in the first place. And I think that just kind of, you would always come back to that. And that would remind me like, yeah, you're right. You're right. And then I would get back in there and like do the next video. So yeah, it was, yeah, definitely important to me to have that kind of feedback because, it's not every day you can have someone that honest, and especially someone who with like no ulterior motive, nothing. Like Dave was never like that. Like Dave was really cool and just always like professional, but also like a total friend at the same time. So it was really cool. I like that.
Yeah, it's fun times. But yeah, that motivation and push that you did, it did actually pay off for you. And you want to tell people a little about your little side job you got going on with IGN?
Oh, yeah. Something I never thought would ever happen. Because,
Quote unquote.
when you when you do YouTube, there's always like hypothetical goals, like, oh, yeah, I want to be successful. I want to be, a streamer where a lot of people watch me, and, stuff like that. But I never imagined like I'd be doing videos on IGN. Like that just kind of came out of nowhere in a sense. Shout out to Mark Medina, my boss. I call him boss. He found me kind of like Dave did. He just found my channel. He started watching my videos, and somewhere along the way, he reached out to me. We live in the same state, so like we're like, hey, we live kind of by each other. Like that's cool. We talked to games for a bit, and then out of nowhere, he was kind of like, you know what? Are you ever interested in freelancing for IGN? And of course I was like, yes, like, duh, heck yeah. So once I gave him the yes on that, a few months kind of went by, and he gave me a project to start out with and just kind of find my footing. And then after that, I just kept getting more projects and more projects. So yeah, I've been with IGN, like freelancing for about a year now, a little over a year. And I've covered Ghost of Yote, I've covered Saros, Gears Reloaded, just random games that I actually am interested in, which is great because they give me the choice of like, hey, you can put your interest down for these specific games, and if you're chosen, you're on the team. And then there I am working with other freelancers. It's been really, really awesome because I'm learning a lot from them, just their work ethic. I used to think I was organized with like my clips, and it sounds so simple, like, oh, I'll just record and then I'll like take the clips later and then I'll make a video. Then I started realizing like I am not very good at this. I started realizing like how hard they work, how organized they are, and all of that. And it's really teaching me to be more, efficient, I guess is like the best word to use. So It's been like a learning experience. And then I'm taking what I'm learning there and like bringing that into my channel and vice versa. So it's been really fun just balancing both because I'm like a stay-at-home mom now. I left my previous job, the 9 to 5, last year. So I'm just like being a mom, and then I come in here and work for a few hours. I edit and do what I got to do, write scripts, and then I go back to being a mom and then do it again the next day. So it's been really, really fun and just kind of like a dream that I didn't know I had.
Right.
And yeah, so I'm really happy about it. The YouTube suffering, right, that I just talked about with me being all stressed out about things, and it all mattered in the end. So it's just really, it's a cool feeling. I got to say, it's really cool.
Yeah. And, the chat knows, my channel knows I've given IGN all kinds of flack over the years, for various reasons. I see you as more of a person who can go in there and help them be better because, and because I know you're an honest person. I know you, off camera, and I know you. So you're someone who could really help that side, I think. Cause I mean, obviously you're not doing reviews yet, but, you know, most people have problems with IGN with their reviews. So I think if they give you an opportunity to do a review, I think you will do a fantastic job and maybe get some more respect to IGN because they've had some issues over the years. They've well documented. Everyone knows. some things that have happened with them. But yeah, I've been following them since 1996 when the Nintendo 64 came out.
Oh,
When
dang.
Matt Casamassina started IGN 64, there was no IGN solo. It was just IGN 64 because he was starting the whole thing based on Nintendo 64 stuff. Then it got huge and branched out
Oh,
into all topics and movies and what have you. And then, ever since he left IGN in 2010 or something like that, or whatever it was, I kind of I started seeing some cracks in there, but I will admit they have gotten better over the past, 5, 6 years or so. So yeah, I do think,
yeah.
someone like Erica is a good, honest pickup that they have, and that's only going to be beneficial for them in the long run. So yeah,
Well,
guys, check out her
thank you for
channel.
that.
It's linked in the description. Erica, if you want to link your channel in the chat too,
I could, yeah. Let me get that.
but it
Very
is in the
good.
description, but you can go ahead and link it too because you are a moderator.
Definitely, definitely. No, I appreciate that. I know the history with IGN, and there's so many people at IGN. And now that I'm behind the scenes now, I get to see really what, goes down and how the pipeline works and how, how many teams there are. There's so many people. So it's just one of those things where, yeah, all we can really do is just try and get better. And I'm glad to be a part of that. Like you see me as that, and that means a lot. So thank you.
Yeah, I mean, and yes, it's true, guys. IGN definitely they're hiring real people, but overall, every corporate entity has a corporate overlord they have to answer to, and sometimes business decisions have to be made that are overreaching everyone else's decisions. So you just got to keep
Right.
that in mind for those types of gaming corporations, which is also why YouTube itself has been so successful for individuals who want to make content. People tend to trust an individual more so than a corporate entity. So, but since Erica already has an established channel, that's why I said I think she would make a great addition to IGN, giving a voice to them that is coming from an honest, very, very much honest, genuine background. So I think that's a very positive thing.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that.
But yeah, let's get into the Nintendo Direct. We're gonna get to Zelda. Zelda's gonna be the big topic after we talk about the Nintendo Direct and Star Fox. So yeah, look, we're gonna be talking about Zelda in just a minute here. But for the Nintendo Direct, there was a huge amount of announcements. I'm gonna get those on the screen here. We had a bunch of games that they announced for Switch 2, and you're a happy Switch 2 owner now, right?
I am. As soon as I saw that Star Fox announcement, I want to say I bought the Switch 2 like a day later or 2 days later, maybe at most. Maybe it was the same day. Honestly, I don't remember, but it was very fast. I was like, I need to Switch 2. So yeah, I have it.
So surprise, surprise, games sell hardware. I mean, am I missing something here?
Exclusives matter? I don't know.
Yeah. So that's something Xbox could really learn a thing or two from.
That's a whole topic.
I mean, there's this thing where it's hardware sells hardware. We give you the best specs, the best graphics, but yeah, it's all about the games, really. It really is.
At the end of the day, and portability does help with the Switch too. I mean, that is a factor, I'm sure. But yeah,
Yeah. So
games for sure.
so since you're the Souls Queen, I call you that. Many people call you the Souls Queen. Back in the day, I
Souls mom.
definitely had to have you on here for this discussion about these Souls likes and Souls games coming to Switch 2, because I think Nintendo fans are in for quite a like an awakening here, because a lot of these Souls likes have not been on any Nintendo console before. I don't know if Dust Plugs is considered a Souls like. I don't. It's like a. But
I
yeah,
think
do,
so. I
do you
mean,
have
yeah,
any
I think
quick
so.
quick thoughts on the Dust Bloods? What it can? I mean, we don't know much, but any quick thoughts?
They could have gave a release date at that show. I was really looking for that when they brought it up during the direct. So I was kind of shocked they didn't have that yet. But there is going to be a network test, which I'm probably going to try and get into. I'm actually not that hyped for this game. My viewers know that like I wasn't really fond of Night Rain. I'm more of like, I want my single player,
Mm-hmm.
I want to go through dungeons. I want to play a Souls like, and maybe with some co-op. But when they introduced like the Battle Royale, and then now we have Duskbloods, where it's like another multiplayer game, multiplayer focused, I'm like, I don't know how I feel about this. And it's one of those things where I'm like, I need to see more. And so I was looking to this direct, like, show me more, but they didn't really show too much. So I'm still kind of on that. I need to see more. So I'm there. You
Yeah.
know, I
Well,
don't know how
what
you feel about it.
I'm the same way. I'm not that excited for it because of that aspect of being multiplayer, but I can't write it off completely because we haven't seen the game really yet.
Right.
What I do notice though is that the trailer they played was in 60 frames per second, which was actually better than the first trailer. So that's interesting. If the game is 60 frames, that might be nice at least. We do like those frame rates. But
We need that.
but
We
yeah,
need that, especially for a From Software game. We need that 60. So
yeah. But so I am looking forward to seeing more about this game. However, like there are other games coming as well. So I looked into this, and there's I think 4 Soulslikes coming to Switch 2 in the next like 4 months or 3 months or something like that. So you have Elden Ring in August. You have Liza and Liza P both in August, and then you have Wulong Fallen Destiny, I believe, in Dynasty in September. And then you have Lords of the Fallen 2. I believe it's a fall release, so it's going to be probably October-ish is my guess. They didn't have the release date yet. And then you have these like Souls light games like Stellar Blade coming this year for Switch 2. And you might even want to consider, some people might even want to consider Onimusha, Way of the Sword, kind of like almost in there as well. But you have all these games, single player focused combat, and difficult bosses, and all these Souls light games. So in your opinion, what should Nintendo players be looking out for to play here? Like if they're looking to get into a Souls like game for the first time, which of these games should they pick?
of those you listed, I would say Lies of P is a must play. But however, it's a very difficult game. To me, that's one of the most difficult ones. Like if I were to make a list of the hardest Souls likes, Lies of P would be up there. If you want more of like a co-op friendly, not so difficult, I would go with, well, then again, I don't know, because is Lords of the Fallen 1 on Switch yet or no?
No, they didn't announce Lords of the Fallen 1. They just announced part 2.
Okay.
But according to
ahead.
the developer, though, you don't have to play part 1 to understand part 2. They're going to do like a quick I guess overview of what happened in the first game. But yeah, go ahead.
Because what I was going to say was, the second game's not out yet, so we don't know if it's going to be harder or less hard compared to the first game. So I was gonna say pick up Lords of the Fallen, but we don't know how hard that game is going to be. So if it's a matter of like, if they're shy from hard games, that's like maybe a different answer than which is the best one. You know what I mean? So like how would you want me to answer that? Like maybe because you're saying for like a new player. So are we talking difficulty? Are we talking just straight up which one's the best game? Like,
okay, well, which one's the hardest game? You think it's Liza P? Is the hardest one of those?
Definitely. Compared to Wulong, yes, absolutely. And what was the other one?
The Elden Ring.
Elden Ring. Elden Ring.
Because Elden Ring is coming. Yeah, Elden Ring is coming with all the DLC included, and was it Shadow of the Erd Tree?
Yes. Okay. So I had a brain fart there. I was not thinking of that in the list. Get Elden Ring. I think that's like a hands down. Like just get it, because you're gonna have your co-op in there if you need help. Shadow of the Erd Tree is an excellent DLC. I mean, if you have it as a full package, I mean, Elden Ring was Game of the Year for a reason. I feel like it's a game of the generation. It's that good. So and then the good thing about it is like if you've never played Dark Souls before or anything from Software, Elden Ring kind of takes all the best things from all the Souls games. To me, it's like an open world Dark Souls 3, which I feel is like the best Dark Souls. So you're getting basically Dark Souls 3 in open world with a jump button
Hmm.
and a massive world, massive exploration. If you love to explore, I mean, it's hands down the best choice. Wulong is a little more arcadey, a
Hmm.
little more closer to like Neo, and I mean, it's a Team Ninja game, so you kind of might know what to expect. It's a little faster. It's a little more accessible. Well, I shouldn't say accessible. I think it's easier. And then you have Lies of P, like I mentioned, which is to me like the best Bloodborne like.
Mm.
It's so good, but it's very difficult. It's more so like you gotta learn how to parry. You gotta be good
Yeah.
with parrying. So pick your choice. You can't go wrong with either of them. I love all the games that we mentioned. And then Lords of the Fallen 2 is like one of my most anticipated. I'm sure we're going to talk about that.
Yeah, I'm really
When you want to
excited for that.
go. Yeah. So I say, I mean, like, listen, if in a nice world, if you got money to spend, get them all. But if you're just going to pick one, I would say you got to play Elden Ring. It's kind of like a no question.
Yeah, especially yeah, if you've never played it before. So I think
Yeah.
the difference for like Lords of the Fallen 2 is a brand new game. So for me, I'm actually most interested in Lords of the Fallen 2 because I've already kind of played the other ones. I mean, I own Elden Ring. I beat it. I got Lies of P. I haven't actually played Wolong, so maybe I'll try that out because they want to release the second game early next year. So that's also coming to Switch too. So like literally in the next 6-7 months, you're going to be having like six or so Souls likes on Switch too. That's a lot all at once. So that's why I had to have you on here to talk about this. But like
Yeah.
Lords of the Fallen 2, I wasn't expecting them to announce it at the Nintendo Direct for Switch 2. But yeah, you know my channel. I like to talk about tech here a bit. So
Yeah. Go ahead.
like it's an Unreal Engine 5 game. So like the Unreal Engine 5 is like stutter fest, right? But they've done lots of improvements lately, and apparently they got this game running really, really well on Switch 2 with all the bells and whistles intact for the graphics. So like they've done some really good work here. And I don't know if have you experienced Switch 2 yet, like on the go or any
No, I am so early
oh, okay.
in everything. I have everything set up. My account is linked. I'm just basically waiting for Star Fox. Like I'm kind of just waiting. Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, this boss though looks so cool in this game. But yeah, the
Oh, let me see what we're
I'm
looking
looking
at.
at it right now.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like well, it's one of those things where I played Resident Evil Requiem on a plane flight, and I went to actually go. I went to Las Vegas and on the plane flight and then the airport. So I had Switch 2 with me, and I was playing Resident Evil Requiem, the full fat game, on Switch 2 with my Pro controller in tabletop mode. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is like I had like a epiphany moment, like
Wow.
Switch 2 realizes the idea of what the Switch concept is far, far greater than what the Switch 1 ever did, in my opinion, because you're actually getting the full like quality games here on the go and on your TV. So
Yeah.
yeah, if you ever have the opportunity to kind of like test that out on your own, the experience is far, far better, and the technology is greatly improved. So I've been really, really impressed with what they've been able to accomplish from a technical standpoint so far. Starting in the second year for Switch 2, it looks like they're really going to be getting a lot of these ports now on Switch 2, like Dragon's Dogma 2 they announced. And the Space Marine 2 is coming to Switch 2 as well,
Oh,
which is
yeah.
crazy. So it's like those are
That's
two
true.
games I never expected them to announce, and they announced them. So yeah, if you ever get a chance, Erica, to play try out Switch 2 in its full like capacity, I think you'll end up liking this console more than Switch 1, because I know Switch 1 you stop playing it for a bit because it didn't really have a lot of these
Yeah.
games really for you, right?
That's true. Yeah. It wasn't really a multi-plat system at all. I just had it for Zelda. I had it for Metroid. I had it
Hmm.
for the first party. And it's great. I did the docking thing, and then I also had it, handheld too. But it's funny you bring all this up because I'm actually going to be flying out of town on Tuesday. So I could give it a shot, and see what's going on. Maybe that's when I actually sit down and can play the Star Fox demo because I haven't got to it yet. Somebody asked in the chat. and I just been so busy I haven't got to it yet.
Ah,
So yeah, but you bring up a good point. Like it is interesting and it's awesome because these games like Lords of the Fallen 2, I don't think I ever would have suspected it would come to the Switch. Like that was a surprise. And then there's more, Souls likes and games that I guess I just never thought of them on the Switch. Maybe
right.
Elden Ring, now that I'm really thinking about it. Maybe it's got these other, these other developers motivated. Like Elden Ring's going to pave the way, get people on there liking some Souls likes, and then they're going to want to pick up something else. So it's interesting. It's interesting timing, and I'm happy for everybody on the Switch, especially if that's their main console. Now
Right.
you can really get into these games that like I really love, and so I just love when more people play them. So
You know what's really
yeah.
cool too is when they do cross progression. So like for example, Cyberpunk 2077 on Switch 2, you can play the game at the airport, and then you just load up your save from the cloud back when you get to your home on your PC. If you want, you can start playing the same save file from your PC. So
That's cool.
that's a really cool benefit of Switch 2. Like Ubisoft has done that with Assassin's Creed Shadows on Switch 2 and Star Wars Outlaws on Switch 2 as well. You can load up your save on all your on Switch 2 and your PC or PlayStation, what have you. You can just load up your account and start playing from there. So I think that's a huge benefit if Switch 2 is getting these games, because it has like Nintendo's finally keeping up with the Joneses a little bit to get games that can actually, they can actually run the new games, which is really
And the
impressive for such a
crossplay thing. Yeah, that's awesome. That's like them, like Nintendo's doing the
right.
things that they need to do. And it's awesome to see because, in the past, we went through phases where like they just seemed so behind the times.
Hmm.
And I would criticize them about certain things like, man, when are we going to get, this thing and this? And like now it seems like they're kind of doing it. They're doing the things they got to do. So it's cool to see.
Yeah. It's really exciting. So I definitely want to. Yeah, I mean, we're not going to talk about every guys in the chat talking about Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts. Yeah, all those games are coming to Switch too as well. The Resident Evil, Veronica too. Yeah, all these games are coming. But yeah, we can't cover everything here. But yeah, mainly since we have Erica here, I wanted to pick her brain a bit about these Souls games, kind of get you guys a heads up on what you should be playing for Souls likes. My point of view also is that if you're really not interested in this type of art style, for example, then maybe people are not really interested in the Elden Ring, art style, or Lords of the Fallen, or feudal Japan. Maybe Stellar Blade might be a good starting point. Because there's some Souls light stuff in there. What do you think?
Very light. Yeah, we gotta capitalize the light because it's like I have this debate with myself on my own channel because people do think of Stellar Blade as a Souls like, and I'm just like, no, I don't think it is. Because there is very light, bonfire type situation and like things like that. I always considered it a Sekiro like because
Mm,
it's such a timing rhythm game and you're constantly parrying and you got to get good with that, as they say. But I would say, yeah, if you're timid in any kind of way, or you just are not feeling the Souls like formula, but you kind of want to like dip your toe in, I would go with like a Stellar Blade. Yeah, you could. You could.
mhm.
I mean, it's a great game in general. If you're into action games and good, solid combat that's like very exciting. Stellar Blade is at the top. They're like one of the top games I would recommend just because of how flashy it is and
Flashy, yeah.
it's yeah, super flashy. Yeah, in more ways than one, right? It's
Hmm.
like it's just fun. It's just such a fun game to learn and you kind of have to like get your skills up as you go. And if you're looking at it in that way, like just something to have patience with and kind of like test your patience, but not fully like a Souls like, yeah, you could play something like a Stellar Blade, I would say.
Yeah, someone asked you,
Yeah.
is it more closer to Bayonetta? I don't really think so. Maybe the art design,
No,
maybe a little bit, but the girl and everything, but like
I mean,
the
yeah, hot
combat is
girl.
really not like Bayonetta at all.
No, you're not shooting off your heel or nothing like that. It's more so just getting good with your sword and parrying and hitting those. What would you call it? I guess just like when the button prompts there, you got to hit it, and you got to take advantage of it It's more
Yeah,
so like that, I guess.
it's an
Yeah.
awesome combat system. I really like it. But
It's
yeah,
so good.
it's not a Souls like. It's more it's like Souls adjacent in some things, but it's not a
Mhm.
Souls like. The only thing it has that's similar to Souls is the bonfires and the respawning enemies from the bonfire when you go healed, and you can actually
Mhm.
farm
The farming.
some
Yeah.
XP. That is definitely Souls like in that aspect, but that's very close to about it, I would say.
That's kind of it. Yeah. It's kind of in the same category as Wukong for me.
Mm,
Like it's kind of in the same category where you at first glance you're like thinking, "Oh yeah, that's kind of Souls-ish." But when you like play it, you realize like, yeah, this ain't a Souls. It's more so like action, timing and using your abilities at the right time is kind of like how I describe it, I guess.
right. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll be checking that out on Switch too, see how it runs. It looks like they're targeting 60 frames in the trailer. We'll see if they can get it more blocked to 60. But
Oh, yeah.
but the yeah, I played it on I own it on PS5 and on PC, so I'm a big fan of the game, and I'll be getting the second game too.
Mhm.
That's gonna be really awesome too.
I can't wait. There was no date on that, right? No
I think
release date.
yeah, just 2027. I think for part two,
Okay.
and Solar Blade on Switch 2, it's just 2026 so far. They'll probably announce the release date later, but yeah, that's the thing. The more people, the merrier. The people who can enjoy these games, you got a whole other audience here, Erica, who could be coming to your channel asking for tips about Dark Souls soon or Elden Ring because it
Yeah,
would be
come
picking up on
through.
Switch too.
Come through. I have a lot of Elden Ring coverage from when it released. I have like a starting guide. I believe I have like straight up like you just entered the open world, after the little tutorial area, and it's like now what? I think that's what I have on the actual thumbnail. Now what? What do you do? Where do you go? So I have that video on there. I got some boss guides, boss videos, like yeah, I got you. Tell me in a comment like, "Hey, I'm from Dave's stream. I'm from Dave's channel. Like, what's up?" And if you got a question, I'll answer it.
Yeah, like Lords of the Fallen 2, that's going to be huge because that's going to be all new content like that no one's played yet.
Yes,
So
yeah.
that's going to be an awesome game to cover. So yeah, guys,
Can't
make
wait.
sure you are sub to Erica's channel. She has you. Like seriously, she has you for boss guides, for live streams on this type of content. You're going to be in heaven, trust me. And she has that nice smooth voice
That's what I
and
try and put forth. I think
good
what's
stuff.
sorry to cut you off, but I
Go
was gonna
ahead.
say like I think once I kind of realized like because I was getting comments like, "Hey, I didn't beat this boss, but once I listened to your video, you calmed me down. You're such a nice voice." Like I was able to beat the boss, and I was like, "Okay, I guess I could kind of use that as my strength of like doing these guides and being somewhat different.
Hmm.
Just giving those affirmations of like, you can do this. If I can do this, you can do this. I'm always coming from that perspective of like with little jargon and like just straight up, how am I trying to say this? Like, it's not complex at all. It's just a normal gamer telling you how to do something and not making it complicated and just kind of you know, dumbing it down in a sense, but also giving you the guide to get it done.
Right. Yeah, a lot
Yeah,
of these
something like that.
these Souls likes they give you these gigantic screen filling bosses, and it seems really intimidating. But they all have a trick to beat them, and that's why you guys should
Yes.
definitely check out Erica's channel. She has those types of guides that can help you get through a tough boss. So
Yeah. I'm all about cheesing bosses, finding easy way outs. Like I'm all about it. If I find a trick, I'll share it. I'm one of those.
it's awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's start getting into the Star Fox nitty gritty here, and then we're gonna get into Zelda. So I wanted to ask you, so like you said you bought a Switch 2 first because Star Fox was announced, Star Fox 64 remake. So what is your history with Star Fox? Why are you so excited for Star Fox?
I mean, I love Star Fox 64. I did play the original too on Super Nintendo. Loved it then, loved Star Fox 64. That's probably one of my favorite games on the system. It's just such a I know now they're like memes, you see a picture of Slippy and he's like he's like a meme now, but back in the day, I remember being annoyed by him. I
Hmm.
remember like I just remember having those feelings of like towards the characters and do a barrel roll and like it's just like core memories I think just as a gamer and one of the main games I played the most because I remember when I first got my 64, it was used off of my dad's coworker. He was selling his N64 and it came with like 7 games. So I had Mario, of course, I had GoldenEye, a couple others, and then Star Fox was in that bundle. And I just loved it. I just loved that game so much. So yeah, I mean, not it's not super detailed of like a history, but like I just really, really loved Star Fox growing up, along with Zelda. That
Hmm.
was probably one of my top franchises, and I'm just excited to see it alive again, and it's looking so great. And I know the characters look a little funny. That
But
honestly didn't bother me. It didn't bother me. I saw them and I thought to myself like, oh, they look like kind of realistic looking.
mhm.
People were making fun of it like they look like furries and they they look too AI-ish or something. I don't even know what the complaints were. I didn't really see them. I just kind of like in passing knew that people didn't like how they looked.
Hmm.
But for me, I really had no issue with that. I was more concerned like about how it looked in the levels and like how the ships looked and and how the combat and the actual gunplay and everything from the that looked and it looked great. So I didn't have an issue with the characters. I don't know if you did or not. We didn't really talk
No.
about no?
Well,
Okay.
yeah, I didn't have any issue at all. It's a weird. That's why I don't like looking at people's opinions before I see it for myself.
Right.
Like a lot of people will do that, and their opinion will be swayed by what everyone's saying, and without making their own mind up. So, oh, everyone says it looks bad, so I guess it's bad. But no, I mean, like when I first saw the direct, I was really happy with how everything looked. I didn't realize that people had a problem with the character so after the fact. I was like, I didn't see any issue with it. So it's just how it is. But I do think
Yeah.
people have come around to it. There's a lot less complaints now. I think people have gotten used to how they look. Did you ever play the Super Nintendo game?
I did. Yeah, I
Yeah.
did.
So if you recall the art, the puppets they were using for the promotional
Yes.
material,
The Nintendo Power. I could
right?
see it in my head right now. I remember looking through that magazine and yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so
Mhm.
they're kind of like going kind of that direction because those puppets were going for the realistic animal look. But like Star Fox and Fox McCloud and all the characters are so really like they have a lot of emotion. They're showing Fox has his little smirks he's doing. He looks good. So I think it looks perfectly fine in terms of the characters' faces and everything. But yeah, it's all about the gameplay, really, right?
Of
So
course, yeah.
and yeah, this is like one of the best games, considered one of the best games of all time, especially on N64. This is one of the best games, even though it's not like a Mario platformer or a Zelda. It's still
So good.
like probably one of the top 5 games on N64, if that. So yeah, it's fantastic. Definitely day one.
One of yeah, definitely day one. I was gonna say, one of the main reasons I always fired up that game, it was the Independence Day level, I would call it.
Right.
Where all those little alien ships are in the air, then you got that big beam that comes down and you got to defeat it before that happens. And like that was around the time I think Independence Day was a thing. It was a big movie. And I remember that level alone was like something I always looked forward to. And I would just fire up the game, even if it was just to play that level, and then I would turn it off.
Yeah.
It was just I loved that so much. So I can't wait to see that. I think that was like the main thing I wanted to see with
Hmm.
the reveal. Like that is the level like I want to play so bad. And then the tank too. I love the tank level. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's just fun. I love Star Fox.
Did you like the underwater level with the submarine?
Yeah, I don't have a lot of experience with it. I feel like that's like such a weird non-memory for some reason. Like I know I
Yeah, it's
played
like
it,
one
but
level, I
like I
think. Yeah.
yeah, but it's like I don't remember it that well. But when I saw it again, I was like, "Oh yeah, that's a thing too." Like I almost forgot in a way. It was weird. Very weird.
But yeah, like I totally agree. Like that one part, I think it's the end of the movie, right? In Independence Day, where they're all they're fighting the big saucer,
Hmm.
and they, I think that drunken guy like sacrifices his life and goes into
Goes
the
up in
middle of
there.
the yeah.
Yeah. Because his thing is jammed, the missile or whatever. Yeah. I just seen it recently, so like I
Oh, okay.
remember. Yeah.
Oh yeah, 4th of July is coming up soon. Some people like to watch it on that day. But yeah, the game is definitely. I mean, I'm happy you got the Switch too. For I mean, that's one of those things where yeah, you buy the games, you want to buy the consoles for the games, not the console just for the console. You know.
Yeah, yeah, of course, of course. I mean, the fact that I didn't have a Switch 2 yet should tell you that. I was just waiting for the right one to get me, and here we are. And then that rumor of Ocarina of Time, which we're going to talk about,
Yeah.
that was brewing, and I had confidence that it could happen. So I was like, I'm going for it. I'm gonna get it. And I found this really good bundle at Costco. I don't know if anybody's got Costco, but if you're looking to get a Switch 2, look at Costco. They got bundles. I got like an online pass for a year, and I got a memory card, all for like 520-ish, something like that. So it was a pretty good deal. Yeah. So I
Now,
went for it.
you see, guys, she's giving you tips already.
Yeah.
I'm not looking at these things for you.
Because if you buy them separate, I had a friend on my Discord who was like, "Look how much this memory card is, and this and this," and he put them all together like separately. It was like way more money. So yeah, I would say look at Costco if you're like are looking for that kind of bundle.
I guess
I
if you're a
did.
member too, yeah, you gotta be a member of
Yeah, you gotta be a
Costco.
member. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and you guys, yeah, I mean, just a heads up too. People need to. You should buy the Switch 2 now if you can before September when they raise the price. So,
Yes. Yeah, that's
but
coming.
eh,
Thankfully, they gave you guys some time though. Everybody's got some time. It's not like they did overnight, thankfully, but
right,
yeah, we knew
but
it was coming.
it's not that bad. It's going to go up to 499 instead of 450. So, I mean, compared to PlayStation 5 and Xbox, that's not that bad of a price hike.
And
And,
the worst one, the Steam Deck, dude.
ooh,
The Steam Deck price hike makes the Nintendo Switch's price hike seem like nothing. So
how much is it now? Like
it's not bad.
700?
It's insane. It went up $300. Like I forget which gig it is, but one of them went up $300 and the other one went up like 270 or something like that. It's crazy.
Right. But where Nintendo gets at is their accessories. So like these controllers are expensive, the Joy-Cons are
Yeah.
expensive, everything's really expensive otherwise. But the console entry point, that's not that bad, to be honest with you. It ain't that bad. Not in this day and age.
No, no, not today. It's it's bad out there. So at $50 is like, oh, that's not as bad.
Now I heard you mention something about how Nintendo got you on nostalgia.
Oh
Is
yeah.
that a bad thing or a good thing?
Well, I think I was kind of mocking that as a bad thing, because people
Mm,
say it's a bad thing. So I was like, yeah, I know Nintendo gets a lot of heat for just playing on nostalgia and like using it to recreate these games again and again and again. But really, the reality is like you got new generations coming in. Like I said, my son's 3 years old. Yeah, I'm actually excited. Like, oh, he gets to play Ocarina of Time.
mm-hmm.
When it comes out, he'll be 4. I'm like, dude, that's awesome. Like, so I'm seeing it as like a mom now, as a parent. That yeah, there's going to be nostalgic things, but that's great because it's bringing it for a new generation, a new audience. So
Right.
it's like if we go beyond, that joke, it's like no, there's truth to the nostalgia thing, but there's also truth that it's not bad. It's not a bad thing. So I was basically saying like, yeah, Nintendo gets heat for this, but oh well, and
Yeah.
and that's, I did it, it got me, so it's not
Well,
a bad thing.
it's kind of like one of those things where you remember these games as a kid, and a lot of times you try to go back to playing like do you really have an opportunity to go back and play the actual Nintendo 64 itself and Star Fox 64? Not, it's probably sold or locked away somewhere, right?
Well, me, I technically can. I have it put away. It's in my closet. So if I really wanted to, I could, go hook it up and stuff. But, that's the game from 1998. I want to play
Mm,
this new one, for Zelda anyways. And it's just more accessible. It's easier for my son to handle, and it's just I don't see anything wrong with it.
Yeah, that's why.
It's
That's what I
time for a
like.
remake.
Exactly. That's what I like about these types of remakes, because it makes you remember like how the game, how your memory was of the game, not necessarily how the game actually looks now, 30 years later or whatever it is, but it gives you like a good, like fresh, like coat of paint on a game that's a classic, and you're like, yes, this is what I remember it was like, and it looks just as amazing as
How I
ever.
remember it.
You
Yeah,
know?
that's a good point. Because back then it was like jaw dropping, like, wow, seeing it that way. And then now you get to like have that feeling again. Because yeah, if you boot up the old one, yeah, you got that love for it. It's great, but it's not going to give you that feeling again of like the first time. Because
Right.
the first time is always like the best. Yeah.
Exactly. But yeah, man, Star Fox in what, 12 days? Yeah, I'm there.
Yeah, I'm there too. That's actually the day I get back from my vacation. So it's gonna be kind of wild, but I'm there. I'm there.
But yeah, let's start getting into the Zelda conversation. So I saw your video, your reaction to this game, Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time Remake on the Switch 2. You said that this was your favorite game of all time. So that's saying quite a lot there, because you and I have played thousands of games at this point.
Yeah, it is. It is. Whenever somebody asks me, your top five, it's just it's my easy choice for number one. Because I struggle with finding another game that meant that much. Like there's games like you said, we've played hundreds of games, thousands maybe at this point. And it's like, yeah, I have strong feelings for a lot of them. Even as an adult, I still get those great feelings of like getting goosebumps and like tearing up or crying even. Like I've had games where they made me cry and stuff. But like the way I felt with Ocarina of Time is just such a core memory. Like I can't shake it. Like it was such an important game for me, So it's just hard for me to like fill that spot. It's just always number one, just because of that alone, like how I felt playing it and the anticipation I had for it. I remember looking through the Nintendo Power. It was like focusing on Ocarina of Time. And I swear it was such a small little snippet, and it had like 4 or 5 pictures of the game. I must have stared at those pictures for I don't know how long. It was to the point where I was having dreams of the game. Like that's how much I anticipated this game, and I was like a sophomore in high school.
Right.
I wasn't like mad young. I was a teenager, but like it was like that. It was that deep. Like I just really anticipated that game so hard. It was like Christmas, like my version of Christmas growing up. It's
Right.
just crazy when I got to finally play it, and it was better than I imagined. Better than
Oh,
those
yeah.
dreams I had and everything. It was just like it was just a big thing. So that's my like it's very emotional when I have that as my number one. It's a very emotional choice, but it is my choice for my favorite game of all time. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, let's go back in time a little bit, because like we've been gaming for a long, long time. Any retro gaming fans in there in the chat? Let us know. But like, so yeah, I've been playing games. I played the Atari, I played the NES, television, Genesis, all those Super Nintendo, all those consoles, leading up to, like a game like Zelda Ocarina of Time. Did you play the original Zelda on the NES back in the day?
I did. I never beat it as a kid. I didn't beat it, but I would play that intro, Link to the Past, and then you mean the original NES?
Yeah, the one where they're screaming Zelda in the commercials.
I know that
1987.
I got my hands on it, but I was very young at that point. So I know I didn't play much of it, but not until A Link to the Past did I really like sit down and like play some Zelda. So yeah, not till then.
Oh, okay.
Really. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you did play the NES as a little kid, right? A little bit.
Yes.
Yeah. So like, what people have to understand or try to understand is in 2026, it can be hard to explain, but like where gaming has been and where it was going, I do think Ocarina of Time was a turning point for gaming, that influenced a lot of games that came after that. I do think it influenced what's his name from Software? Miyazaki? Is that his name?
Miyazaki.
Miyazaki?
Miyazaki. Yeah.
Yeah, that game probably influenced him in making games like Dark Souls and Demon Souls and Elden Ring and things like that. A lot of these influences come from, in my opinion, Ocarina of Time, because it was almost like an open world experiment at the time.
Yeah.
On N64. You had the Hyrule Field. It felt like an open world to me when I was a kid playing the game.
Dude,
Or
now that you mention it,
you know what I
like
mean?
Epona and the horse and then the open field.
Mm-hmm.
It's possible. It makes me think of like, oh, Elden Ring, you know?
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Now, obviously, technology has advanced to the point where like open world is like really open world. You know, there's no limits now, seemingly. But back then, they had to do some tricks. So, like, yeah, what was it like for you? Can you pull that memory back in your mind? Like, what was it like, if you can remember, playing Ocarina of Time for the first time when you got it and booted it up?
Oh man. Just the title screen, the music. I always remember like the first area, and you get the sword, you get the shield, and then you go to the Deku tree, and then just going to that first boss and learning, working with Navi and hey, listen, and then shooting down with your I can't think of what this is called right now.
Your slingshot?
Slingshot. Yes. I'm losing my mind right now. It's because I hear my son out there. He's throwing me off right now.
It's all right.
Using that to knock down those spiders, and then like climbing the webs. Like I just see it in my head right now. Like that whole first area and getting to that boss, and 23 is number one. The little code that you had to remember, and
Right.
I can still remember it now. It's so vivid in my head. Like just being, like I said, I was a sophomore in high school, so I was a little bit older. I wasn't like a kid, but it's still like these memories that like I feel like I was a kid. I was such a kid at heart and just mesmerized. And then my dad would like watch me play. My sister would watch me play. And they just enjoyed watching me, and they would help me, like, oh, maybe you go through there and here. And I still remember those days. Like, yeah, that was very, very pivotal, I think, just me as a gamer. Like you said, it has influenced a lot of games. There's games I play now and I see influences like, yeah, that's Ocarina of Time. Or by extent, it's like Link to the Past or something, like the forest, the maze where you like take a wrong turn and then you get set up at the beginning, that thing.
Right.
They had that in Ocarina of Time. And I remember kind of getting like frustrated with that as a young gamer, and like, how do I get through this? And then you figure it out and it's like, it's just magical. I think the da-na-na-na, opening the chests, and it's just like, it's like magical. That's like the best way I could put it. Yeah.
No, that's
that's the best way I could. Yeah. Go ahead.
that's really good. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you remember quite a lot, more than more than I thought you would, actually.
I do.
I mean, a lot of times people remember these experiences, and they remember the feeling more so than the actual things themselves. And then they go back and play these old games, and you're like, wait a minute, this really didn't age very well, because like Nintendo 64 games, let's be honest, have not aged very well. Like I'm showing Twilight Princess in 4K here because there's a PC port, but like if you actually go out and play the actual N64 game itself, like it runs at 20 frames per second. It's very much outdated in terms of graphics, and that it can be distracting in 2026. And like you and I have actually been talking about this for years. Like, man, can you imagine an Ocarina of Time remake with full HD detailed graphics? Oh, holy moly. Right? Mm-hmm. And now here we are.
Like it's real. Like we're gonna have, and it's gonna be smooth like this. I'm watching the stream right now because you mentioned Twilight Princess, and yeah, this is very smooth. This is 60 right here.
Yeah, 60, 4K 60. Actually, it's 120 frames, but YouTube's 60, so.
Right. It looks very smooth. So just like you said, it's like, yeah, we get this remake at a time where like we're gonna It's almost like we're playing it for the first time again because it's going to give us that like updated graphical leap like we seen back then. The same thing with Mario 64. I remember when I first saw Mario 64, my jaw was on the ground. Like, what? This is
Yep.
real? And that game has not aged well. I played it, I want to say Mario 64. I think I played it like 7 to 8 years ago, and it was making me sick. I was like, this does not like I need like a mod or something for that game. But yeah, so I'm with you on that. Like some of the games just haven't really aged that well, and so when we
Yeah.
get to see it
Yeah.
aged out, it's like it's
Wind
great.
Waker. Yeah. Wind Waker on GameCube and Twilight Princess, which was also a GameCube game. And Wii game. I think Wind Waker aged pretty decently because of the cell shaded look. But I think the way Link is portrayed in Twilight Princess and Ocarina of Time, I think that is the Link that we know. You know what I mean? Like the cell shaded stuff is nice, but like I just like I always wanted them to do a Zelda like Ocarina of Time remake and just give us that Zelda, like that Wii U demo they showed in 2011. That more realistic but fantasy like Link, I think, is what
Mhm.
I prefer personally. And now they have the technology to do it. I'm excited.
Yeah, I was gonna bring up that Wii U demo because I remember seeing that when it came out, and I was like teased. Like I felt so teased. Like, man, this is what I want. How come they don't make this? And it never came. It never came like that, to that tech demo, whatever they called it.
Yeah, it's tech demo.
So now it's like, oh, I'm finally gonna get some of that. Yeah, so I'm excited.
Yeah, so like for me, I remember when I played the what was the secret forest temple in Ocarina of Time. The if I'm saying the name right, it was the first forest temple you went to after the Deku Tree. That chilling, haunting music. It was really
Oh, yeah, I can't think of the name right now, but I know what you're talking about. They're
that
also talking about the water temple in the chat, so I'm thinking water temple right now. I know that's not the one you're saying, but
I actually loved the water temple. I know it was difficult for the puzzle
it's
aspect,
brutal, a little brutal. Yeah, a little
but the
brutal.
music was so good. I mean, like the game is so good. Like when a game is so good, I don't mind being stuck on something for a while because you're just like, I'm just enjoying this, mesmerizing experience. I just want to keep playing, and it kind of
Mhm.
like encourages you to figure things out. But yeah, I remember for me personally when I played that that forest temple and that music, that chilling like dun, 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 that way it was like,
Yeah,
yeah,
I
I
know what
was
you're
like,
talking about.
ooh, this is
I think it's just called the Forest Temple.
I think so.
I'm looking.
I'm
Yeah,
not I'm not looking I'm not looking it up, but yeah, it's yeah, that was getting me. I was yeah, Forest Temple. Thanks guys. And
yeah, you're right. That's why I was like, I know, I think you're right. Yeah,
but
there you
yeah,
go.
I was like, wow, gaming has ascended to new heights, and that was back in 1998. I was like, wow, we're heading to somewhere special here, because it was the first Zelda game in 3D. So that was a
Mhm.
gigantic quantum leap in terms of visuals. So you're like, wow, I always imagined what this would be like in 3D. I think that's why you were having dreams about it, honestly, because you're going from playing Link to the Past in 2D, like, wow, we're going to 3D.
Yeah, it was a trip. The leaps back then were like massive graphically. So yeah, maybe that's why I was dreaming about it and just imagining what that would look like. Because it was just literally me looking at a couple pictures and then my imagination took over and like what does that look like, you know?
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, like having like a semi-open world feel to the game, having the targeting system, that was all brand new stuff, and a lot of games actually copied that. Those a lot of the mechanics from Ocarina of Time were moved on to other Zelda games, and like they kind of expanded on them a bit. And other platforming games and action games and other consoles also kind of used those ideas, and the whole open world hub thing.
Mhm.
Dark Souls, Demon Souls, right? Or no, Dark Souls, not Demon Souls. Demon Souls was for like portals, kind of like, but like they you would connect
Oh, like the world connecting, you mean?
The
Like
connecting world, you would do
the
that. You did that a little bit in Ocarina of Time. You can open up certain paths you come back to later. Even though Hyrule Field was still your like main hub zone,
right. It would
people didn't.
connect.
Yeah,
Yeah.
people didn't really use the term Metroidvania back then. But like the connected world thing was something I always liked about these games too. What
Yeah.
are your thoughts on that?
No, I'm with you. It was maybe I didn't realize it at the time. I mean, I knew they connected, like everything was kind of connected. I would see something like, oh, I can't go there yet, kind of thing. And then it opens up. But yeah, I don't think I made the connection to like Metroidvania at all or anything because it still felt so different,
Hmm.
But now in retrospect, like, yeah, I could see that. And then you got other games now that do similar things. And it's like, it's pretty neat to see. Zelda is so influential, so beyond influential to gaming in general. And it's just awesome. We got to be there for like when it was doing that first,
Right.
for certain things. So I love Zelda. It's so good.
Yeah, and then of course you got the puzzles, right? You got the dungeons, and those are things that we kind of
Yeah.
missed out on in the newest Zelda games. They have these mini dungeons and temples and these shrines and everything, and not like true big dungeons. So yeah, like that's another question I wanted to ask you, Erica, is what we don't know. We haven't really seen the direction of where they're going with this game yet, as to in terms of what type of remake this is. So what would you prefer? And do you want them to do a full blown remake where it's the exact same game but like just better graphics, same puzzles, same everything, same combat, or do you want them to go like the reimagining route where it's like the same game but like reimagined combat, different puzzles, kind of different dungeons but the same like tone and same like maybe same names of the dungeons but they're like different layouts? Like I don't know, like what do you think?
Procedurally generated or something.
Well, I don't know about that, but
No, no, no. I think somebody commented my reaction. They're like, I hope there's not, breaking weapons. Like, I want to, like, because
oh
of
no,
Breath of the
please.
Wild. And I was like, heck no. Um, I guess I haven't really thought of it. I'm assuming, I guess, that it's going to be one to one. Like, it's really going to be a lot of the same. But I would be open to, like, the dungeons changing a bit. Maybe quality, anything that's quality of life related that makes things maybe more fluid or easier in today's standards.
Hmm.
So I don't know what that looks like exactly, but I'm open to that. Um, I would like the bosses to stay the same. I would like just, yeah, like the actual temples themselves. I want them to be the same in
Mm,
terms of like the name, the style, the theme, all that. I would, I don't know how it'd feel if like they just inserted like a random new temple or something. Like it would be cool, like, yo, there's more content and stuff. But I
right.
don't know, like as long as it's done well, and I would assume it's done well because they know what they're doing and they make great games, and I wouldn't put it past them to make this even better if they can. So I'm just all for like as long as it's good and it brings up those feelings again, and I'm just happy playing it, I think I'll be cool with like any little changes they do. I'll be okay with it.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm there with you on that. I think I would like them to provide a quality of life option to bring it up to the difficulty standards of today.
Mm,
Not
I'm
not
cool with that too.
but
Yeah.
not forcing it, more so give you the option. I would think I maybe like in because some of these Zelda games do have what is it called, like hero mode where it's a little more
Yeah.
difficult, because I don't think they had that in the original Zelda Ocarina of Time. So it was just like a the straight game and that's it. So I believe they have like the Master Quests they released on the GameCube,
Mm.
like
GameCube.
re-release,
I had that. Yeah.
and I think
I
that was a
remember
little
that.
harder, right? So I
Didn't they
wouldn't mind
change
that.
like puzzles and stuff, or they kind of change layouts of things, or am I wrong
I
on that?
I believe so.
Yeah, because
I
I
think
remember
the chat
playing
would
that.
know.
But from my memory, I remember not liking it as much as the original.
Mm,
From what I remember, like I played it, but I wasn't like all hyped up, like, oh, they changed stuff, and I was all excited. Like I don't think I was like that excited about that.
right.
So yeah, I'm with you on that. I could use a little more challenge. I am a Souls-like player after all, so I'm like,
Right.
hey
Right.
man. But I don't want people to be like, oh, they turned this to Dark Souls. I don't want that tag on it. Just like
No.
give us a little bit more oomph of like these bosses like hitting hard and like we really gotta get a little more good at it.
Yeah. It's one of those
I
things
could go with
where,
that.
yeah, you eventually get like all the heart containers, which is great. The collecting was always fun in these games. Doing
Yeah.
all the mini like side quests from the people in the village. But like you get to a certain point in the game where you're so like strong because you've got all the heart containers, you have like the extra shielding on the heart containers, and you're like super powerful. I think the game may be a little bit too easy in 2026.
Possibly.
So I wouldn't mind having them give a little bit harder difficulty option. But I definitely don't think they should change the original core of it over, like making it like harder without giving the option to play like the original. I think
Right.
that's important.
Have it there. Yeah, like have the purest way of doing it. Like it's straight up like the same, kind of same thing. And then for somebody like us who wants to up it up a bit, yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah, exactly. But like, and yeah, in terms of like my point of view for reimagining it, I don't think they need to, because you could say that the just redoing all the graphics how they're going to be doing it is enough of a remake. Like you can have the same layouts of the dungeons and you still would feel like it's a brand new game because everything looks 100% different in terms of like graphic quality. So yeah, I'm with you on there. I think they should keep it the same. But I do think the entire like remaking of all the engine and the graphics from the ground up is going to make it feel like a brand new Zelda game, even though it's the same layouts for most stuff.
Right. And I don't know when the last time you played Ocarina of Time, but it's been years for me. So like I'm not going to remember every single corridor that I'm supposed to turn down or whatever. It's going to feel like renewed again. Like I'll remember things as I go, like, oh yeah, that's where we get this weapon and whatnot. But I'm not going to be like one-to-one remembering every single thing to where it's like I'm not surprised or anything. I wouldn't mind a couple more surprises though. Maybe something in there I'm like, hey, I don't remember that. But it's cool. Like I wouldn't mind a few things.
Right.
I'm sure they'll get creative with it. I feel like if anyone can get creative with the remake and still make it just as good, I think Nintendo is a sure bet. I think they can do it.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, let me know in the chat if you guys can think of anything that of quality of life of the original game that they can improve upon. Let us know.
I'm trying to think myself. I'm trying to think, but
Well, I mean, they did a great
know.
job in the original game. Like the hit detection was nice. Like it was. I never liked not being able to swim in the water very long without having like certain like extra abilities. But like that's just part of the game. One thing I did like about Twilight Princess is that they let you swim in the water like as long as you wanted to without stamina. So that was fun.
maybe something like that. Maybe something. I remember having like the dodge. You could dodge, and when you locked on, you could jump backwards and do a backflip.
Right.
But I'm assuming they'll still have that.
Yeah.
Maybe just I don't know. I'm trying to think. Like I'm wrapping my head. What would be changed and all that. I guess we'll find out. Like,
Yeah.
I wish we had a release date already, but
Oh yeah. What do you think is going to come out? Holiday?
I'm thinking holiday at this point because you still got that GTA around the corner from like if we can't really. I feel like I can't really say September or October anymore. It's too packed. There's too many games. So I'm like thinking now. Okay, what December? I don't know. But I feel like I feel like they could pull it in December. They could do it if anyone
Yeah.
can.
Well, I mean, if I were Nintendo, I would shoot for the week before Black Friday. I don't think Nintendo cares about Grand Theft Auto 6. Like this is Nintendo. I mean, they're in their own world.
Yeah, maybe
so,
you're right. Yeah, that's true. They are in their own world, their own lane. We've said that. I remember saying that years ago. Oh, Nintendo's just in their own lane. They're always doing it whenever they did something weird or, some weird game release date or something. So yeah, you're right. That's true. That's true.
It's different enough too that people are going to buy both and be happy. And like the more games, the better.
True.
Lucius Thomas, that's a good idea, I believe. He said that overall should be improved, like Hyrule Field should be expanded. I think that's a decent idea because you could actually make that bigger without actually changing really the game much. Just make it bigger, have like maybe some more things to collect out there. Maybe, you could do
What I
that.
just realized? Because I'm thinking of the newer games. If they want to pull anything from that, how they have those little mini dungeons? They could throw some of those in there
Yeah,
in the
like
field.
in the open field. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, they could do something like that, and you just go and like collect certain things, or they're like challenges, puzzles, like just within like in the field somewhere,
Great
and
idea.
you can just go explore, like more exploring. That would be awesome.
Yeah, because they had those like holes in the ground under the rocks that you get like just like little like rupees and stuff. When you go down into the like under the
Yeah.
underground, but those are not like mini dungeons. Those are just like little cave areas.
Yeah, they could really expand it if we think about it. Like because I'm thinking like in like Elden Ring and then even to an extent like Crimson Desert, like you just do a random puzzle and then something opens and you're like, oh shoot, there's a whole thing down here, like something like that I think would be cool.
That is a great idea. So that's something we should keep an eye on because
Mm.
yeah, you could definitely have the same layout for the dungeons, same enemies, similar combat, maybe a little bit refined here and there. With somebody brought up in the chat, was it Hmon? Yeah, they
Hmm.
added the hidden skills from Twilight Princess. So I don't know if you remember Twilight Princess. You played it,
Do it's
right?
been a long time, but I did play. I beat it, but
So
I think I was like kind of a one and done. I didn't play it over and over and over. But yeah, I
yes. So
beat
the
it.
cool thing about Twilight Princess is that you would gain these things called hidden skills, where you saw him sparring off against that skeleton guy, right? Earlier in
Hmm.
the footage, and
Yeah.
they would teach you new skills with your combat. I think that they could easily do that in Ocarina of Time remake and give you like some more combat maneuvers, more moves, and that wouldn't change anything about the game. That'd just give you like more combat options.
Yeah, that would be cool. It'd be really neat if they did take from like other games and just kind of bring in those influences to kind of be an even better version. Yeah.
Right, because like in Ocarina of Time, basically you had your Z targeting system. You would dash, left and right and backflip backwards and forwards, and then you would jump attack, spin attack with your sword. And then your other abilities would come from your items, like your fire arrows, ice arrows, the boomerang, and that's awesome. But yeah, I always wanted like a little bit more expanded sword combat in that game. But it was the first 3D Zelda game, so I think that they did an amazing job. But yeah, I wouldn't be upset about that if they added some more like combat with your sword stuff.
Lucius in the chat, new songs for the ocarina. Yeah, that'd be cool too.
Yeah,
Oh,
guys.
what if they did something like Ghost of Yote, you play a certain song and then it does something for the world. Like it would point you in the direction of like secret stuff or that'd be kind of
True.
cool too. Yeah,
Yeah.
you never know. They might expand on that. That'd be cool to have more songs. Yeah.
I'm trying to remember because Star Fox 64 was the first game to use the Rumble Pack. Do you guys recall if the Rumble Pack was used in Ocarina of Time to tell you like secrets was near? I remember
I don't
they
remember
did that
that.
in some Zelda games, or some games would like rumble if you're close to a secret.
Did it? I'm trying to think. I remember like if you pick up a rock, maybe. Am I tripping? I don't know. I can't remember.
Yeah,
Like there's something you can dig up or like pick up something, and there was like something in there, like a rupee.
yeah,
That kind of sounds familiar. Oh, the skulls. Yes.
that's right. Yep. Yeah, so yeah, stuff like that. They can always add more stuff like that without actually ruining any of the game. Oh
Shout
yeah,
out to T Rock. He's like,
yep.
shout out to Erica for not telling us when the show started. I posted it in the Discord, but just not the DM. Sorry. My bad.
Hey, the live stream will be up on the channel. You can always go back and watch it when we're done.
Yeah,
But yeah,
yeah.
great ideas, guys. Yeah, when we all think about these things together, we can come up with some interesting ideas that don't actually ruin the game or don't change the game, but just give you like some little bit more oomph here and there. Like
More to do. I mean,
yeah,
pat it in a good way. In a good way, yeah.
yeah. This is the type of game we want to be padded. Like we want a little bit more because I don't know if you recall, but Ocarina of Time, you could beat it in like 25, 30 hours tops.
Dude, when you know what to do, I have this other core
or
memory
faster.
where I have this core memory where I decided to see how if I could pull all-nighter. I was like 18 or something. I was home from school. I was probably the summertime, like after I graduated or whatever. And I stayed up all night and I played Ocarina from start to finish in 9 hours. Because I like knew what to do and where to go and stuff.
Well, I mean,
I
but
think it was 9 hours, maybe
yeah,
less. I don't know. But I was up all night, and that was like another memory I have with the game because like I knew exactly where to go, what to do.
but I mean, like for someone's first time playing it, right?
Yeah,
Usually
of
it's like
course.
25 or 20 to 25 hours, I would say.
At least, yeah, at least.
So, yeah, padding this game out to be a little bit longer, I would be okay with that. I don't need it to be 100 hours. We have enough 100 hours games. We
Yeah.
have 300-hour games with Crimson Desert. We don't need that. It's okay. Uh, so
Did you beat it? Did you beat it by the way?
no, I haven't
Crimson
beat it.
Desert?
Yeah, I
Oh,
haven't beat it
okay.
yet. I'm giving it a break, and then I'll play it on the backlog. But
It's such a big game. Like I'm gonna wait like 5 years or something to play it.
I mean, I
Because
only
they're
have
changing it so much.
they did you hear that they added the ability to change all your buttons now? You can
No,
change
I
it.
didn't hear about that.
Yeah, you can remap all your
Wow.
buttons on your controller now if you want. So,
Man, yeah, they just keep adding stuff. Yeah, but yeah, like you said, we don't want this to be no Crimson Desert. Like we don't want it that big, of course. Like that's too much.
I mean, if
But
they add about 5 hours of content to it, I think that would be nice. I think that's nice because
yeah,
what people don't realize too is that you want to be able to replay games and continue to enjoy them for years to come. You don't want it to be a one and done game where like, my God, man, 200 hours. I don't want to play this again. You know, like I don't want to play this. That was enough. You know, like when a game is too long, it just like it tires you.
like Jesse's saying in the chat, if the game is too long, the replay value drops, in my opinion, and that's true. For many gamers, they're gonna play it one time, be like, "Whoa, that was a lot. All right, I'm gonna go to something else," and then they might not come back. And I think that's like I just said, I stayed up all night that one time I went through the whole game. I repeatedly played the game over and over, and it was probably that game length that was kind of in the sweet spot for me to do that. So if they can like hit that again, add a little bit more, but not so bloated that like we don't want to come back to it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, there are certain games that are you can beat in 3 hours. I think one of the best games of all time is considered to be Resident Evil 2 on the PlayStation 1. You could beat that game in 3 hours.
You can.
But the thing is that people have hundreds and hundreds or thousands of hours in that game because of the replayability of it. So like, yeah, it doesn't matter. Sometimes it doesn't matter how long a game is, as long or how short a game is, I should say, as long as it's extremely replayable and you have a great time playing it. That's all we care about, man.
Exactly. Exactly.
Just have a lot of
Also,
fun.
also, if it's too hard, you give it up. Yeah, you don't want it too hard. That's what we're saying, probably to have like an option for
Yeah,
those who want it harder. Yeah. I would just
exactly.
want to spend more time on the bosses because you could kill those bosses so fast. It's like 3 hits, okay, they're dead. It's
Hmm.
always the number three. Oh, just hit him in the eye, like the spider, 3 times. He falls, you hit him. To do it for 3 times,
Yep.
or 5 times, whatever it was. Make those longer. I think that would make me more happy. Like, yeah, I wanna spend time with the bosses, not just one and done. I would like the boss to kill me a couple times.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
I want to feel like I want to dance with the bosses a little bit. Yeah, why not? I think that would add to my enjoyment. Like, because I that when I see that spider and the other bosses, like I wanna feel them out. So
Erica
I'd be
wants
cool with that.
Erica wants to get intimate with the bosses chat. And
Yes,
she okay.
because it'll be
Well,
so fast.
it's a
Like I
good goal.
imagine myself streaming it. Like, oh, it's the boss, guys. Like this, I love this boss so much, and then oh, it's done. I already beat it. I kind of want to like feel it out. Have some time with it.
Yeah, I mean that's one of the things I miss about Zelda, the new Zelda games, is that you don't really get those bosses the same because you have these tentpole bosses because they represent the dungeon, and if you don't get the dungeon, you don't get the big tentpole boss. Really, it's a lot of like like mid bosses until you get to the final boss. Kind of like you get more of them, but less like gigantic epic ones. And I think
Right.
that's what we're missing from Zelda, and straight up just the dungeons in general too. Like those dungeons are just like so fun, and just a very Zelda. I mean, it's what makes Zelda Zelda.
I was gonna say that. Yeah, that's really what it is, and I think that's why I liked Breath of the Wild less and Tears of Kingdom, because it didn't have those like traditional dungeons, and that was like a huge like blow in my opinion. Like I liked the open world. I love what they did with it, and there's so much evolution in that alone and what they did, and they're influencing games based off those games now. But for me personally, I was like, man, I really am missing those dungeons. Like that's really why I love Zelda.
Exactly. And then that moment when you get the upgrade that you need to open up the
Yeah.
places in the dungeon that you couldn't get to before, you're like, oh, this is like, it's just
Relief.
like, yeah, it feels so good. It's like literally like the dopamine that the game gives you, the discovery
really
and the
is.
upgrade and the opening up of another area and then using that upgrade to either kill more enemies with it or do solve new puzzles with that upgrade. That's like the like creme de la creme of what Zelda is all about right there. And I do feel like I was missing that in the new Zeldas.
I feel you on that. Because it wasn't just like, yeah, you get that relief of like you find the new item or the weapon or whatever you needed. It was like, okay, what's it gonna open up? It was like the mystery of like, what's this gonna do? And where am I going? And it was just such a great gameplay loop and like satisfying in that way too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got like, I think it's safe to say we're both extremely excited for Ocarina of Time Remake, and we will be there day one this year. And likely they're going to be having a Zelda Direct, is my guess, is why they gave you the tease.
Yes.
So I'll be looking forward to your reaction for that. I'm sure you're going to want to react to that, right?
For sure. Yeah. As long as I'm able and I'm like, I'm free and nothing else going on. Yeah. I'll be live for sure. I'm sure you will too. It'll be fun.
Yeah, I'll be live for that if I'm not working. But yeah, my schedule is I'm very busy with my work. But if I can, I can. Either way, I'll do my usual analysis of wherever they show. But
We'll get
yeah,
our answers then, I guess, like as far as like what's different. We might get a glimpse of like, oh shoot, they're doing something else, like that'll be the day we probably learn.
this seems like the dream game. I mean, literally, this is the dream game. So, yeah, it's amazing how far they could take this. Like we will have to wait and see. I'm really excited though. But yeah, I think we'll wrap it up. I really want to thank you for coming out. Let's see if we have any questions from the chat for Erica before we go. And if you guys have anything you want to ask Erica,
any questions about anything?
have you guys been doing your part and hitting that like button for us? I haven't reminded you lately.
That
Please
helps the channels a lot. Just liking, and you ever do that hype thing? You can go to people's videos and you can hype them. There's like a hype button. That's a new thing. I don't know if you've seen that.
Yeah, I heard about that, but yeah, you see, chat. Listen to Erica. She's very smart. She
I barely noticed this like a while ago. I was like,
she's
oh,
telling you to
hype the video.
Yeah, hype the video, like the video, and subscribe to the channel, and subscribe to her channel too.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I got some things coming up. I unfortunately had some PC troubleshooting I have to do. My SSD, one of them is like not being like my PC's not recognizing it. Anyways, my point is I have some videos on there. I want to throw them on my channel where I'm kind of like dabbling with some ASMR stuff. So I'm hoping I can get that SSD working. And so if you guys sub to me, I'm going to start doing that this coming week.
Well, there you go.
See how that goes. It's just a little, I'm going to test it out a little bit, play a game. And you can it's basically like fall asleep while I play. And then I just play something.
I could see that.
Yeah, so I'm gonna put up some of those. Yeah, hopefully, if this SSD will work with me, I might have to get in there and see what's going on.
So your SSD is not SSDing enough for you?
It was literally working yesterday, and then today I went to open the folder to look at the videos because I'm editing them together. Oh, it won't open. It's not recognizing it. I'm like, oh my gosh, this PC. Oh well, I'll figure it out. Hopefully, yeah. I don't know.
I'm trying to remember if I recommend you an SSD to get or not. But it's been a while since we might need to upgrade your PC soon. on certain parts.
It's a good SSD. I just recently got it too. It's
Oh,
brand
okay.
new. Like it's less than a year old. So I'm like, I don't know what's going on.
All right. Maurice, Charles, Erica, thoughts on the spirit and light temples in Ocarina of Time? Any quality of life changes would you propose for the remake?
I was just thinking about the light temple. You know, that's where you have to move the mirrors, right? With the lights,
Yes,
right?
that's a
Okay.
great
I was
temple.
thinking about that. I love that temple. And I'm trying to remember if I like struggled with anything or like what could be quality of life changes. And I'm kind of like stumped. I'm not sure. I do remember getting frustrated with the water temple. I mean, I'm sure I'm not alone on that. But these two temples you're asking about, it's hard to answer. I'm not sure.
Well, I mean, is there something you want to change about the water temple, or is it just because it's
I,
cumbersome with
I
the
don't know.
puzzle aspect, or?
I mean, at the time, like I said, at the time it was probably, frustrating me. I do remember that, but I don't think I necessarily change it because I feel like that's part of what makes Ocarina great. I don't know. It's weird.
Right. Yeah. You asked about the spirit and light temple. Yeah. I guess she can't really think of anything
I don't know,
to
man. That's a
change.
tough one. Spirit Temple. By the way, someone else said they could help me with the SSD. Rick Perry, let me know. Does it have to do with BIOS? Do I gotta do something with that? Because that's what I was like researching. Like, oh.
Well, it might, someone said it might have something to do with the heat. It might be overheating a little bit. And that can cause it to be, to not read.
It is 105 degrees over here, so I mean, shoot, we're getting the hundreds over here, Dave. It's hot. So I
Oof.
mean,
Yeah. Yeah. You might want to, I mean, if you haven't
you never know.
cleaned out your desktop inside, maybe dust it out. It could be getting a little hot. You never know.
Possibly. Spirit Temple. Oh, Spirit Temple also has the mirrors too with the light. I'm looking at it just to refresh my memory with the sun icons, and you got to move the light and hit the sun, and then it opens the doors. I don't know, Dave. You have an answer for that one? Help me out. I'm trying to think. I don't know what I would change.
No, I don't. I wouldn't change anything
I really
really.
don't know.
It's
Yeah.
more so. I think the other guys in the chat brought out a good idea about the combat systems. I think that's really the only thing that I would like to have quality of life, like more combat sword moves. Like Twilight Princess, you learned how to do the downward strike, downward thrust. You know, like when you jump and having like finisher moves was something they added for Twilight Princess. So you didn't have that in Ocarina of Time. So if they give you new finisher moves in Ocarina of Time, I think that would be really cool. But like as far
Yeah,
as the
more combat.
dungeons, I don't know. Like the dungeons, I don't think really were that had any issues that I can remember. That you know what I mean. Like I didn't really
Well,
have
they
any
have
problems with it.
the Spirit Temple, the fire and ice thing with the boss. I'm looking at the boss right now, like, oh yeah, I remember her. She's kind of
Super
like floating around, and
super fun. Yeah.
yeah, I think I'm just still on the wave of like make these boss battles to today's standards, like just more active. She's kind of just floating there, and I think more so just getting that down. I'm okay with the quality of life as it was. I don't think I really have anything that's like, oh my gosh, they need to change this. I can't think of anything right now.
Yeah. So along those lines, though, if they did make the bosses harder, then that might work into my idea of giving Link more combat maneuverability and more moves. Because if they give the bosses more moves, if they're making them harder or giving the option to, then obviously you need to up the ante for Link too. So it kind of would go like both ways. I would think.
It would balance. Yeah.
But
'Cause
it's
you'd have
really
it more to fight with or play
it's really
with.
yeah, exactly. So it's one of those things where they got to be careful not to go and change too much at that point. So like I don't know, man. It's hard to see. Like we really need to see the game to know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that direct can't come soon enough because I feel like that would answer like some of our questions. We'd get at least an idea of the direction and like what possibly could be changed.
Exactly.
And if they show that open area, that open field, and we see like it's looking massive, we'll be like, oh shoot, they're gonna go there. Like maybe some more dungeons, like mini dungeons or challenges and puzzles and things like that. That'd
Yeah.
be cool.
So so that's the thing. We have to wait and see. But I'm excited to find out for sure. In terms of difficulty options, I don't think they've ever done an easy, normal, hard, or expert difficulty for Zelda. It's more so they have given you two. They give you like, and sometimes they make you beat the game first. Like I remember on Wind Waker, they made you beat the game first before they gave you hero mode.
Yeah.
So that's one thing I hope they don't do. I hope they give you some hard difficulties right off the bat. That'd be like the main thing I think I would want. If they're not going to change the combat, I would hope they give you some more difficulty options at the start.
Yeah, and where it's like fluid and not I don't know the right phrasing, but I guess such a Souls-like headed person, like when I think of like Elden Ring or whatever, because they don't have difficulty options. It's just kind of built in. I want it to feel built in. Like this is how it's meant to be played, but
Right.
you feel that at every difficulty level, whatever you're willing to do, whether it's easy or hard, it feels fluid and like natural and not forced, I guess.
Yeah, I mean,
that's good,
and
is it?
that's not out of the realm of possibility, because if you remember Metroid Prime 1, they did that. If you played the game on hard mode, the boss like Ridley and some of the final boss had an extra. They had extra maneuvers that they did on hard mode and other attacks that they would do against you.
That'd be so sick if they did that, where just the bosses and enemies just did more things. They just did more moves. That'd be
Yeah.
awesome.
So we'll have to wait and see. These are nice things to hope for, and they definitely are possible. But I still will be very happy if it's just a straight remake with all new graphics. I still will be very happy with that. But yes, it would be nice to have some more options and more difficulty.
Yeah.
And Nintendo, they're pretty good about that with their re-releases of adding quality of life stuff. One funny thing that they've been doing ever since the advent of Amiibo is that they'll give you like some kind of cheat option or cheat move with an Amiibo,
right.
you could have like Navi perform the special attack if you buy the Navi Amiibo.
She just one-shots everything.
Right.
That'd be funny. No.
Yeah.
I don't want that. I don't want to have to buy
No.
it. I mean, I probably wouldn't buy it anyways, but no, we don't want that.
But yeah,
Then again,
it's very Nintendo.
it's not going to affect me if someone does that, though. It's not like a multiplayer game. But still, it's kind of weird.
Yeah, it's something that they've been doing though. They've been flirting with you buying a toy to unlock certain like abilities. But I hope they don't do that. And like in terms of like making the game easier for like people who want to have an easy time, that's fine.
Yeah.
But if they give you like some special attack that you got to buy an Amiibo for, I hope they don't do that. Please no.
Heck no.
Yeah, give us it in the game.
Okay. Not surprised Erica bought the Metroid or Dark Souls amiibo. That's Officer. What's up, Officer? He watches me. I did buy those amiibos, some of them. Fast travel, somebody brought up. Maurice said, no fast travel, ? To preserve the Epona utility from childhood to adulthood.
Huh.
Fast travel? I don't know how we'd feel about that. Like if they like further push that, like we could just travel temple to temple or something.
Yeah, I think fast travel points in certain locations is okay, but I don't think they should give it to you like I'm just like standing in the middle of the field and I'm warping somewhere. I don't think they should do that because you could travel, I think, with certain songs, right, in that game, but like not
Right.
only to certain areas. So yeah, if they keep that the same as the original, that should be fine because Epona was really fast and you can also explore a lot. So
Yeah, it was great. I just love that game so much. I'm like thinking about you just get into the field and then the owl talks to you and
Right.
and people were saying, or somebody was saying in the chat, maybe voice actors stuff. Like we'll just have to see like what they do with it, how far they take it.
that is a good point too. Voice acting.
Some voice acting maybe possible.
I mean,
I don't want Link to talk. I don't want him to talk though.
granted, right? But like, if they have full voice
Not
acting
too
for everyone
much.
else, I wouldn't be opposed.
Me either. I think that would be great.
Exactly.
I think that'd be great. And then, you got the movie around the corner, you know. Um, it's a great time to be a Nintendo fan. I gotta say that. Like just in general, I think. Did you see the new Mario movie?
I did. I thought it
Okay.
was fun. Yeah, it's not
Yeah,
like the best movie or anything, but it's a fun time.
it's fun. It's fun. We laughed a lot and stuff, just funny jokes and
Hmm.
but seeing Fox McCloud, that was already like kind of confirming like they're gonna do some Star Fox games and like, so
Heck
and
yeah.
then now we're getting the Zelda movie and then here is Zelda Ocarina of Time remake. So Nintendo, I mean, they just have so much great IP, and I think they're finally, in a spot, at least in my book, for the games I love, they're doing right by that IP. They're bringing it back in such a deep way that I feel like is great. And now all I need is that Super Metroid remake. That's all I need now.
And believe it
I
or
want
not,
that.
that's actually rumored to be a
I know
thing.
it is, and I was hoping, like, I knew we were gonna probably see Ocarina of Time, but I was like, when I was reacting to the show, I was like, you know what? Maybe we get that Super Metroid. That would just put me over the moon, like over the moon. We didn't get it yet, but that's my next hope. Like, if they bring that, and I even said, I'm like, Nintendo, you have me for life. Like, I will love you if you do that, because that's one of my other favorite all-time games.
Yeah,
So
me too.
I'm like, gosh, if they imagine they remake that, Dave, like we're living good right now. I feel like we're living really good
I mean, honestly,
as a gamer.
I'm going to sound funny saying this, but I think we deserve it. We deserve to be treated well because for how long we've been gaming, it's like we've been putting so much effort in playing games and just like finding the next new game and looking for great new games. It feels like this is like my reward for waiting so long, getting these like
You
wonderful
deserve
experiences
it.
that we've been waiting for finally. So
Yeah. Yeah, I feel you on that. Cause for I don't know how many years back in the Wii U days and like when, there were some tough years
oh
for
yeah,
Nintendo.
yeah,
Very tough. And even me, when I was still kind of leaving the Wii and then going on to Xbox 360, that was kind of my transition. I didn't even touch the Wii U because I was just the mind share for that system was just so bad and so in
yeah.
the dumps and like everything was just negative. So it's like I remember when the Switch was first announced and you had it docking and they showed the commercial and everything. I was like, dude, this might be the one. Like I think it's coming, Nintendo's gonna come back.
Yeah.
And like it took some time, but we got our Metroid games, we got some new Zelda, but now we're getting to like the nostalgia that like really hit us as kids and teenagers. And it's like they're really like tapping into that.
Oh
They're
yeah.
just they're just doing good. I feel like they're making good decisions. And then you got all these Souls games. You got, the system is bringing games like that
It's crazy.
now, portable, and you're saying it performs really well and,
Hmm.
in an airplane or whatever, wherever you're at. It's
It
like, dude,
does.
they're finally, I think, hitting where it's meant to go,
And thankfully, airplanes now, every airplane has an outlet now, so you don't have to have run out of battery when you plug in your
Mm,
Switch 2 and play on your little table on the airplane. So I literally played the entire second half of Resident Evil 9 on Switch 2 on the plane, going
wow.
home from Las Vegas, and I had an absolute blast. And the plane
That's
ride
awesome.
went by in the 4 hours went by like that, like instantaneously. I was like, dude, this is like the Switch 2 is making me a believer in this concept, like 100%. Because I felt like I was
Yeah.
playing the game at home on the airplane. So like, man,
Yeah.
I definitely saw the light uh, in the past year for this.
Like finally.
Yeah,
That's awesome, though. I'm happy for you and everybody, all of us. I feel like it's a really great time to have Nintendo be like this strong of a force. Because, Sony and Xbox, they have their faults and things and very big time frames but between games. It's just like we're waiting for certain games and Nintendo is kind of like getting in there like, hey, remember us?
yeah.
So it's like that's what it's doing for me. I'm like, oh shoot, like I got more on my calendar now. Like I got more games to add. It's pretty awesome.
Oh, you have a Switch One account. You have a bunch of Switch One games, right?
I do.
So
Yeah.
like you realize you can play all those on Switch 2, right?
Right away, as soon as I logged in, I brought up my account. It's like, here's all your games and everything that you own. And yeah, I was able to just start downloading, and it's pretty awesome.
So here's the cool thing that you may not have realized about Switch 2 is that, and they just updated the console like a few months ago with this, is that
Okay.
now they allow you to turn on boost mode in portable mode on Switch 2, which allows you to play with full docked Switch 1 games, full dock settings in portable mode on Switch 2. So like if you have a Switch 1 game that some of the Switch 1 games look a little like blurry and low resolution in portable mode, they now allow you to use the docked settings on Switch 2 when you're in portable play on the 1080p screen. So you actually get a better portable experience on those old backwards compatibility games now. Like say you want to play a Fire Emblem. I know you like Fire Emblem on Switch, right?
Yeah. I have that physical, but it's same deal. Like
Same deal.
it would boost it. Okay.
Yeah, so it actually plays at a higher resolution. Now, I would like for them to do that with all Switch 2 games as well, just allow you to plug it in instead of having to be battery limited. But maybe they'll do that later. So because
Maybe
they
an
have to
update or something.
they have to lower the clock speeds and everything when you play in portable mode on Switch 2, and the games do look a little bit lower resolution because of that. So yeah, maybe that's an update for later. But either way, I would say it's a way better experience than Switch 1 on Switch 2 for the old
That's
games
awesome.
as well. So
I actually didn't know about all this. So yeah, you're teaching me some things. Because like I said, I literally just like got my account in there, downloaded a couple games, but I haven't really touched it much because we had this past week of all these shows, and I have these other demos, like the Mortal Shell demo. I played that. I'm trying to catch up on stuff. And I'm like,
Did-
when Star Fox comes out, I'll
Yeah.
be on it. But what's up?
did you buy the any of the top-down 3D Zeldas on Switch 1? Link's Awakening remake or the other
I
one?
have Awakening. Yeah, I have Link's Awakening.
All right,
Yes,
well,
physical.
you're in luck. Because that game also they fixed the frame rate on the Switch 2. They just patched it and it runs at 60 frames now with no slowdown. So and high resolution for free, by the way.
That's pretty cool. That's nice. Because you often hear like the just about Breath of the Wild, you got to pay $10 to like get the upgrade.
Right.
So I just assumed if any games had upgrades, you got to pay for it. Like I'm over here thinking that, but I didn't know about
Yeah,
this
some
boosting.
yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess it just depends on the game.
Yeah, for those for those games they fixed them for free, so that's nice. But yeah, we got a lot to look forward to. Thank you guys for your questions, and appreciate you all coming out. We're gonna wrap it up here, and I really want to thank you for coming out, Erica. We'll have to do this again sometime. I had a great time. So
Yeah, it was fun. With us, like it's just like we're just friends talking. There's no pressure or nothing. Like sometimes when I go on podcasts, I get a little anxiety about it. Like, oh, I got this thing at 5 o'clock or whatever. But with this today, I was like, oh, I'm just gonna go hang out with Dave. We're gonna hang out and talk.
yeah,
It's cool. Yeah, it was fun. And your chat was great. Shout out to you guys. I appreciate the help for the SSD from from Rick. Shout out to you. I'll be working on that probably tonight. But yeah, I had a good time. Again, anytime you want to have me again, Dave, you let me know. And then because you've been on my channel before, for all those who don't know, we talked about what was it, Wukong, I think. We had like a full discussion about Wukong and if it deserved Game of the Year or not. And so yeah, you've been on my channel a few times, but this is like my first time on yours. So it was cool. It was a good.
yeah. Erica used to have a podcast called the Backlog Podcast, and I was on that show about 3 times, I think, at least.
You were on the most.
Yeah, we talked about Final Fantasy VII Remake. We talked about Ghost of Tsushima, and some other stuff too. I think Elden Ring too.
Oh yeah, like when it was first out or whatever, coming out. Yeah, yeah. And you were always great because you brought in a different perspective because you were like the Nintendo guy and the techie kind of guy, and I'm not like about tech and stuff. So you were great in those ways of like educating us with that stuff. So like that was cool.
That was fun.
And objective too, and honest, and not like totally biased where you were just like a pain to listen to. You were cool. Like we had fun. We always had fun together. So yeah.
That's what I like. It's all about that. That's I totally agree. It's all about feeling comfortable with the people that you have, shared, shared interest in. Really, like that's what it is. Like a lot of people on YouTube, they try to buddy up with whoever has more subscribers. I don't really see it like that. Like I like guys. There's guys in my chat that I consider like, like friends, because they're always there supporting me, and I can, talk to them and everything. And they don't have any subscribers. It's not about like subscriber count. It's more about, at this point in my gaming career, it's more about just finding people that have shared interests, really, and just like having a good time.
Yes. Life's too short to be, dealing with people who really don't support you. It's like, okay, you can watch me, whatever, but once you start to go down a different lane and you want to fight with me or console war, I'm just like, I'm not interested. Like, I'm just here to game and hang out, and I'm an old mom now. I just want to play games and have less stress. I'm here to escape. This is like an escape from the real world, and that's how it should be. And that's what's so great about gaming. To me, it's the ultimate escape. So if we could share that together and just like have fun with that, that's awesome.
Exactly. Yeah, Maurice. Yeah, she hasn't played the Star Fox demo yet. She's gonna play it though, I think, on her trip coming up. So
yeah, I'm actually going to Hawaii, so I'll be on the plane a lot. Got some connecting flights. I got some layovers.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm definitely thinking to bring the Switch.
Yeah, do it. You won't regret it, as long as you have an outlet to plug into, and you'll have a great time. I guarantee it. Yeah. But yeah, guys, do me a big favor and just hit that like button for me. Go ahead and sub to Erica's channel, Ericutz4thewin, youtube.com. It's in the description. And you guys have been a great audience, and we'll see you soon on the next one. Have a good rest of your evening, guys. Take care.
Thank you. Bye, guys. Bye.